Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. It's now official. The election dates for AUC chairperson's election will be on 15th and 16th of February 2025. That's about 2 weeks from now. That's the official communication from AU. In this video right now, I want us to talk about the Francophone countries. And that is so because Raila Odinga's haters have been saying their candidate, the Djibouti's candidate, has a solid voting bloc or a solid bloc of the Francophone countries. That all the Francophone countries will vote as a bloc for the Djibouti's candidate. That's what Raila Odinga's haters have been saying. If they are not boasting about the Francophone countries, they will be boasting of the OIC countries, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, that they have a solid bloc again from the OIC countries. But OIC will be a discussion for a later date. Let's talk about the Francophone countries right now. In Africa, we have 21 Francophone countries. These are countries that have French as their official language, or they have French as one of their other official language. Those are the Francophone countries. And in Africa, they are 21. Out of these 21 countries, 5 countries have been suspended by AU. They can't participate in the coming AUC election. So if you remove 5 countries from 21, you remain with 16. Twendeni tu pole pole. 21 minus 5, you remain with 16. The 5 have been suspended, they can't participate. And these 5 are Guinea, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and Gabon. Those are all Francophone countries that have been suspended. They can't participate in the elections. So we are left with 16. The remaining 16, DRC, Rwanda, and Burundi are part of the EAC community. So if push comes to shove, they will most definitely vote alongside their other partner states, and they will vote in support of their sister Kenya. We are remaining with 13. The remaining Francophone countries are 13. These remaining 13, only Madagascar and Djibouti have not openly endorsed Raila Odinga. The remaining ones have all endorsed Raila Odinga. So when these people talk about Francophone, I don't understand what they are talking about. But even assuming that the ones that have endorsed Raila Odinga will actually vote for the Djibouti's candidate, there are only 13. The countries to vote are 49. These ones are only 13. To win this seat, you need 2/3. 2/3 of 49, that's about 32. Let's say 33. The remaining 13 Francophone countries cannot just make somebody win. You need 32 or 33 countries. I want us to dig deep into this for Kenyans to understand exactly what's happening here and what they should expect on 15th and 16th February 2025. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. What should Kenyans expect on 15th and on 16th February? So far, we have three candidates gunning for AUC chairperson. Raila Odinga, Djibouti's candidate, and Madagascar's candidate. In the first round, the three candidates will offer themselves. If none of them attains two-thirds, they will all proceed to the second round. If there is no candidate who gets two-thirds again, they all proceed to the third round. If no candidate again garners two-thirds, then the candidate with fewer votes will be removed, and the first two candidates will proceed to another round. And if there is no candidate still who gets two-thirds, then the candidate with fewer votes again will be removed, and then the first candidate will proceed again for the election. If that remaining one candidate can still not get two-thirds, then that election will be suspended. So the magic number here is two-thirds. Whether you are alone in the race or not, you must garner two-thirds. The voting process begins with all the candidates on the ballot. Voting is conducted 3 times, and if the third ballot remains inconclusive without any candidate garnering the two-thirds majority, the next ballot shall be restricted to the 2 candidates who obtain the highest number of votes, and the candidate with fewer votes is withdrawn, AU said. It explained that in the event there were only 2 candidates initially, and neither candidate obtains the majority required after the third ballot, the candidate with fewer votes is withdrawn, and the remaining candidate proceeds to the next round. If the remaining candidate fails to obtain the two-thirds majority required in that round, the chairperson is required to suspend the election, AU said. What if there is only one candidate initially? AU said in such a rare scenario, where only one candidate fails to obtain the two-thirds majority required after the third ballot, the incumbent chairperson is required to suspend the election as well. So a candidate must garner two-thirds. Two-thirds in this case will be 32. Even if you will remain one candidate but you can't get two-thirds, that election will be suspended. That's what Kenyans should know and understand. From where I sit, Raila Odinga currently has been endorsed by 23 countries. Djibouti's candidate has been endorsed by 2. Madagascar's candidate 1. Raila needs about 9 or 10 countries. If he can get those 9 or 10 countries on 15th and on 16th, he'll easily win it in the first round. That's what I'm seeing here. But this idea that Francophone countries will rally behind one candidate, even if they do that, they don't have any numbers at all. They don't have any numbers at all. And should they go that route, then Anglophone countries and these others can also gang up against them. So I don't think that will be the consideration. But even if it's a consideration, they clearly don't have the numbers. 5 countries have been suspended. 5 have been suspended. We remain with 16. Out of the 16, 3 are member states of EAC. We are left with 13. The remaining 13, almost all of them, have endorsed Raila Odinga in public. I don't think they can endorse Raila Odinga and then on that day they make a U-turn. It's not possible. This is a very rare AUC election. It has never happened the way it has happened today. There has been no time where AU restrict that this time around AUC must come from this block. I don't think such a thing has ever happened. This is the first time it's happening. And even those other blocks, those other African blocks, they well understand that Raila Odinga is the person being supported by most Eastern African countries. So should they decide to vote for any other leader apart from Raila Odinga, they will have betrayed the Eastern African bloc. And the aim of this election is for Eastern Africa to produce a candidate they have full confidence in. A candidate being supported by Eastern Africa. And for the candidates who have offered themselves, Raila Odinga is being supported by all the Eastern African countries except for Djibouti and Madagascar. Let's meet in our next analysis. In case you are watching us but you are not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.